you do the prayer? Because I didn't sing.
You just came in, so
Perfect timing.
there you go. Good timing.
Okay, thank you.
It's over.
Morning.
Yeah, it's over. The nightmare is over. Are you gonna sit here?
Man, I have to dig some more chairs out of the basement.
Huh?
Dig some more chairs out of the basement. I'm gonna fill it up.
I know, this is great.
You'll sit right behind the speakers. We're gonna keep it 5 minutes. Well, we got one of these places that we posted.
So Grant, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
A good morning. A lot better day. This is one.
What?
A lot better day here.
Like, joyful.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How are you? Great. Great. Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call to order the December 10th Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We always start each meeting with an opening prayer, and we've got Pastor Terry Pickett from New Life Church here today. So, Terry, would you like to give our opening prayer?
Thank you for allowing me to be here today, and looks like a big crowd, so I want to read a couple things. There's a prayer in 2 Chronicles 7:14. It says, "If my people which are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sin and heal their land." Couple other prayers. "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever." With that reading, let us have a short prayer. Father God, we thank you today that we have civil government, that we can work things out in the way that they need to be worked out. The infrastructure, the things that go on in government. Help us in our relations between our families, co-workers, jobs, and this courtroom today, this meeting. We pray that every decision that is made here will be in accordance to thy will. And Lord, let us not be upon our own decisions, but let us work together in unity. And for what you do, we thank thee in the name of Christ. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I think I saw Derek out in the crowd. Derek, good morning. Go ahead and start with our courthouse renovation update.
Morning, everybody. Thank you for having me this morning. Be a relatively quick one. So, as you notice outside, working on windows right now, it's a big deal for us. That's one of the last big hurdles for us. We get that completed, get the building tipped in. Feeling pretty good about it. Third floor finishes are going on. We did some floor moisture or concrete moisture tests to make sure we can get flooring down. 100-year-old slab, think would be all right, but better be safe than sorry. So get flooring started here this week. Painting's done on the third floor. Ceiling grid's going in. Hard lids are done. Light fixtures probably towards the end of next month. They won't be turned on for a while though. On the rooftop, the big rooftop units there, getting connections done. We get some power to it, get that thing booted up, help condition the building. Of course, there'll be a lot of filter media all over the place, help with dust control. That'll make a big difference for finishes going on the second and first floor. Second, drywall finishing's wrapped up, plaster's wrapped up, the painter's working hard down there. First floor, drywall is pushing really hard, get finishing going. That'll really be the last of the major construction stuff, the heavier construction stuff that will really be pushing the finishes in January. So it's really where we're at. Any questions?
Looking good over there.
Appreciate it.
That sounds good. Thank you for the update.
Will you remind me the timeline? It's still...
So substantial completion is April 17th. Right now we're tracking maybe 2 weeks behind that, and that's strictly because of the main electrical switchgear. Been working with Melk on that issue. So what we have in place right now is a plan to have as much up and running as possible. Well, I shouldn't say up and running, ready for power when the gear does show up on March 28th. So hope for a plug and play situation. There's always hiccups with that. Take them about 2 weeks to get that gear terminated. Once that's there, get final testing done, test and balance of the HVAC system, and let move in to take place. I've been speaking with Dale Quakenbush on his systems. He'll have most of his stuff in the building ready for power. There will be a little bit of stuff here and there to get systems for occupancy ready to go. Fire alarm will get tested out after that. So all goes well, we'll have a plug-and-play situation. Financially, contingency-wise, we're sitting at $197,977, so we're sitting pretty good with about 4.5 months left. So a couple items here and there come up, cover some gap. And I know there's a few things that's been discussed, trying to figure out. I know, Nathan, you guys had some concerns about the rooftop unit and its appearance from the street. It is rather large. I've been working with RQAW on options there, whether a physical barrier just kind of hide it or painting. I know that's the preferred option, but I'll be working with Lair from RQAW on that to get a better answer for you. So,
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Sounds great.
All right.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you. You too. Okay, next up, the meeting minutes from November 26th. Were there any revisions, Michael?
No, I didn't see any.
Yeah, neither did I, so I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Taylor. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
A motion passes 2-0. Hey, good morning, Chris. Highway Department Supervisor. Good to see you.
Yeah, good morning. The first thing on there is the South Tower electric bill. So that's the South Tower we put up on County Road, I think it's 500 South. To do our radio and communication systems, we'd got that put up, and that fund was coming out of the Highway Department. And since then, we've updated I don't know, whatever it's called.
Tower structure.
The tower structure, I guess, and the Highway Department's radio system had come off of that tower, and it's got an enhanced communication system for community-wide radios, and it's gonna come out of the Sheriff's Department. Deputy Steve Sturgis sent me a email yesterday saying he's got a hold of RMC, Chief Deputy. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta get it right. He's right behind you.
Yeah. So he said that the Sheriff's Department would be willing to take that out of their budget, since the Highway Department doesn't have anything on that tower anymore.
Good.
And then the coal haul route, I think me and Commissioner Taylor had a conversation about that, wanted to just kind of get it out there open about the trucks going back and forth to Antioch Mine, not using the coal haul route. I think it was a week or two, talked to Gary, we had some trucks not using it, and we addressed them, and then there were some other trucks wanting to ask for permission to use alternate routes.
Yeah, I had one company reach out. They was hauling into Purdue feed mill, coming back out empty, wanting to cut across there. When I first talked to him, I thought he was just gonna cut across the county, which is no problem, because that is a truck route, but then came to realize that it was hauling loaded out of Antioch Mine. I said, if you do that, you make sure the loaded truck comes out of there, but then I didn't realize there was another mess before that, so we reached out to them again and asked them to go around and stay on the bonded road.
Yeah, they gotta stay on the bonded coal route, which is 350 east from Highway 50 to the mine. And we've talked to the mine guys that we had the meeting with, and they've been supporting it and enforcing it. So when they're telling one company they have to use the coal route, and another company's trying to get around that, so just kind of let the commissioners know, and the new commissioners coming in, that they might get phone calls and people asking them to go back and forth to the mine. They have to use the coal route. Anyways, they were telling us they're not coal trucks, they're grain trucks, but if you're going in and out of the mine, you're a coal truck. So
Makes sense.
bring that project updates. I've got I guess I need to read my bid proposal for our 2024-2 CCMG grant that we've received. Now we've advertised. I think Jen has signed it to notice hereby given the Board of Daviess County Commissioners will receive sealed bids for paving various county roads for the awarded Daviess County CCMG 2024-2 grant. The bids will be based on the following locations. Number one is Old US 50 from Washington Corporation Line west to North County Road 300 west. Number two is North County Road 100 west from Washington Corporation Line to West County Road 600 north. And number three is West County Road 500 north from State Road 57 to North County Road 100 west. So that's what we applied for, the Community Crossings Grant. We was awarded the grant of $1.5 million. And now we've got to send out advertisement to get it done.
Yeah.
That's where we're at on that. On updates, we're working on County Road 900 East. We got a contractor doing some work there. We've got two closures. We've got them posted and we sent it out on our closure list. One's between 500 north and 550 north, and another one is between 925 north and 1000 north. But I think we adjusted the closures to give people a detour route, and we actually have constructed detour signs and put them up. The place that fell by the Bethel Church up there. So the Milestone, the contractor, is going to come in and do the work, and Lockmuller, which was the engineering firm, is going to pay for the materials. County Highway, we did have an inspector on the job, so we're going to do the demo and tear it out, and that's what we're doing right now. That's about all I've got.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Grant's got something.
Would you, I know this isn't your specific project, but can you talk about 50 between Washington and Vincent's? When that might open up?
Yeah, the state closed Highway 50 off for westbound traffic, and I think the closure was up to a week with weather permitting. And when they did that the GPS, everybody's GPS that was from east of that closure routed them on County Road 150 north, and it goes over the Iron Bridge. And I've actually got a hold, I called the state and I've got a hold of Google Maps. Haven't really made no progress yet, but I have got a hold of them. That bridge has got a 15-ton load limit on it. It's a historic bridge. It's a single lane bridge. And the bypass has 6,500 cars a day going on the bypass going westbound. That road and infrastructure and bridge has probably under 200 cars a day on it. Normally, it's not built for 6,500 cars a day. It's not built for semis. An empty range semi is probably right at 55 or 15 ton. A full one's 88,000 pounds. So, you know, it's just not meant to handle that. And we had an influx of traffic out there. I think it was closed at 7:30 Tuesday morning, and by 9 o'clock, the sheriff's deputies had 15 semis already pulled over and turned around trying to cross that bridge. And it's actually Knox County's bridge, but we partner with Knox County, and we're just trying to make the, I guess, best decisions for county and county tax dollars. That don't always go over real well on Facebook. So we got dragged through the mud for a little over a week, and phone calls and emails and death threats and everything else. We've got several barricades that have been tore down and lights knocked off of it. But they've got the road open now, and we've got probably about a $20,000 bill because the bridge deck has been knocked loose by the traffic. It's been sprung.
It's pulled the
Yeah,
weld
so-
strips, yeah.
Okay.
So it was getting close to where it was gonna have to be completely shut down, but now to weld the bridge deck back up, it will be completely shut down. So, you know, we're not trying to do anything to inconvenience anybody. We're trying to be good stewards of county tax dollars and stuff, but, you know, so that's all I know. It's open now though, so that issue's over, and the Facebook guys will be on something else.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, next up, we got the Community Mental Health Center report, Jennifer Emmons. Hi, good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for letting us come and share our report with you. My name is Jennifer Emmons. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Family Health Center. The Family Health Center, formerly known as the Samaritan Center for many years, has had an office here in Washington. We still have that office at 2007 State Street. So we are your designated community mental health center for the state of Indiana. The data that I'm sharing today is from the last state fiscal year. So this is data from July 1st of 2023 through June 30th of 2024. So during that time, the Family Health Center served 1,189 patients. Out of those, 910 of those were adults, 279 were youth patients served. Out of those almost 1,200 patients, we actually performed 3,801 encounters. So that is individual or group therapy that we provided to those patients. You can see there, and I will not read all this to you, but you can see there where we get the majority of our referrals do come from self, family, or guardian is where we get the majority of the patients here in Daviess County. We do complete some patient satisfaction surveys. That's a standardized survey from the state. We are exceeding patient satisfaction for adults as compared to other facilities in the state of Indiana, and just slightly under for our child services. And a lot of that is our access to care, and we are actively working on additional access to care for our youth and children. You can see that almost just a little over 43% of the patients we serve do have Medicaid as their insurance. We listed some representation that we have at some community meetings. We've been doing a lot of events here in Daviess County. I don't know if anybody from the audience or yourself, we've been doing a lot of free movie nights. We've done some pickleball tournaments. We've had some mental health fairs. So we're trying really getting out into the community and promoting. Very quickly, as far as addiction services, the most common addiction that we treat for adult patients is alcohol. For youth patients, it is cannabis. And then on the mental health side, the most common diagnosis for mental health for adults is anxiety, followed by depression. And then in youth patients, it is ADHD, followed by anxiety. So the one thing that we really wanted to share with you today, and I'm going to have Dr. Michael Drake come up, he is our Chief Clinical Officer, is we wanted to share with you some very expanded crisis services that we're going to be offering in our community, and that's going to give a lot of good resources for you as community members, first responders, and you as government officials to be able to share with your county. And we like our paper.
Good morning. Want to talk to you about the crisis services that the state is sponsoring for community mental health centers. Last year, the state did award us a contract to initiate crisis services. When we were part of the hospital, we had a crisis continuum of emergency room services and outpatient services. After we separated from the hospital and became part of the Family Health Center, those crisis services kind of became broken. You had an option of going to the emergency room at Good Samaritan Hospital in Knox County, and that was about it. So the state is transitioning to a different form of payment called a CCBHC from a CMHC. And part of the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic criteria is 24/7 crisis services. And it's based on three things: someone to talk to, someone to respond, and a safe place to go. And so the state provided funding for the Family Health Center for Knox, Daviess, Martin, and Pike counties to start our own crisis continuum separate from the hospital. The first part of that is someone to talk to, and so that is our crisis line. We have a 24/7 crisis line that anyone actually in the United States can call, but it is designed to service individuals in Daviess County, Knox County, etc. We initiated that back in April, I think, of this year. We are located in Knox County, but everything is for all four counties. So that call center is staffed by peer support professionals. These are individuals with lived experience who have gone through training to be able to provide crisis services to individuals. So they're answering the phones. They are supervised by a licensed clinical social worker who is there to assist and to guide them when they're speaking with individuals. From there, the second part of that continuum is someone to respond, and that's our mobile crisis teams. And so a mobile crisis team is comprised of a peer support professional and either a technician or another peer, and these individuals actually respond to the individual where they're located. In the past, someone was in crisis, you had to take them to the emergency room. They had to go to the hospital, be screened and triaged, and go through the expense of an emergency room visit. The mobile crisis team is an alternative to that. Instead of someone having to leave their home, we can respond directly to their home. We can respond where that person is experiencing the crisis, whether it's at school, whether it's at home, whether it's in the middle of Walmart. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in these 4 counties that we serve, we can dispatch a team. Once the team is there, they're equipped with the skills to de-escalate the situation and hopefully to maintain that individual in the community rather than trying to get them to go to a higher level of care. They're equipped with resources, immediate resources that individual might need to de-escalate that crisis and to stabilize the situation. If that fails, the third aspect of the crisis system is a safe place to go, and that's our Crisis Receiving and Stabilization Unit. It is located in Knox County, but it accepts individuals from all 4 counties, or designed to accept individuals from all 4 counties. It is not an inpatient unit. It is not hospitalization. It is a safe place for individuals in crisis, a behavioral health crisis, to come and receive support and resources. They can stay for up to 24 hours. It's a living room environment. They will meet with a case manager. They'll meet with a therapist. They will meet with peer support professionals. They'll meet with technicians. The whole system is designed to de-escalate that situation so that we can avoid either hospitalization or incarceration. A lot of times in the communities, the options are limited, and it was either go to the hospital or go to jail. That's not really what the individual needed. They just needed support and help for a brief period of time. That's what the Crisis Receiving and Stabilization Unit can do, is get them settled down, get them connected to resources. So the mobile team is dispatched, maybe they bring them back, then we take them back home. So we'll transport them to the unit, bring them back home after the crisis is resolved. We've got them connected with appointments and resources, and hopefully avoided, like I said, an unnecessary hospitalization or incarceration. Thank you. Right now, our facility is undergoing some major renovations that hopefully will be completed by the end of the month. The crisis receiving right now is set up for adults, anyone 18 and over. When our renovations are done in December, we will start the second phase of renovations. With that, hopefully by the end of April, we will have a separate crisis receiving and stabilization unit that will handle 18 and under. So it will deal with children and with families. Again, the mobile crisis team can respond to both adults and children. We just don't have a place to take the kids to right yet because we don't have the separate facilities for adults and for children. But after April, hopefully May, we will have separate facilities so that we can provide those stabilization services to both adults and to children and families. You don't have to be a client of the Family Health Center. I forgot to mention that. You don't have to become a client of the Family Health Center. These services are paid for by the state right now, and so that's not a question we ask. We will connect you with Family Health Center services and resources if appropriate, but it is not a prerequisite for you to receive any type of services. So, once our renovations are done in December, we're going to start a major marketing campaign in all the outreach counties. We've kind of had a soft opening right now, just getting our feet wet. We knew we didn't have a large capacity, so we have just been cutting our teeth on this whole process.
Sounds great.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a needed service in the community, so I appreciate the update.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, next, we've got the 2015 Purdue Extension Services Agreement.
25, yes.
15, 25, it's
All
all the
backwards.
same.
Just want to start this job all over again, aren't you?
This is, I know, I'm just 10 years off, so close.
We're still around.
Good morning, Cindy.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Thank you for having us.
So this is for the 2025 Purdue Extension Services. So do you have any comments or anything?
It's our contractual services agreement, so it's what we do each year. So the county council was kind enough to approve the budget, and now we're here with the contract to be signed and returned to Purdue for their services for the 2025.
Okay. Michael, you
I
have any-
have no issues with it.
no issues? Okay. But yeah, we've had some offline conversations. So
Yeah.
in 2025, we'll, work on this a little bit more and just see and work where this thing goes. So it has been approved by the council, and it just needs official approval here today, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the Purdue 2025 contractual agreement.
A motion made by Commissioner Taylor. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 2-0.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cindy.
Cindy.
Okay, next up, we got the library expansion proposal. Teresa? Good morning, Teresa.
I've also brought with me Rick Shambin. He's our adult services manager, so in case there's something I forget, he's here to answer that. So this proposal seeks to extend library services to the unserved townships of Barr, Harrison, Reeville, and Washington, along with the incorporated towns of Alfordsville, Cannelberg, and Montgomery, by integrating them into Washington's library district, which would complete full library service to all residents of Daviess County. The rest of Daviess County is covered, the city of Washington is covered by us. The northern part of Daviess County is covered by the Oda and Winklepleck Library. I sent a lot of information to you guys, and I hope you've had the opportunity to review it. I sent a narrative letter, the full access cardholder benefits, the Indiana code for your reference, the Indiana library coverage map, a launch plan, letters of support, and extensive financial data. And at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have or any concerns.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the information that you've sent, and I think we first started talking about this, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I believe in 2017, I first reached out and approached you guys about it, and by that time, there was really no interest, and, it just wasn't the right time.
Sure.
And now we feel it is, so here we are, so.
Well, sure, and just like, and then just speaking on behalf of myself, when Susan reached out from from Odin, what I asked her to do is just to get the support of the overlapping tax districts, the local elected officials in those townships and in those towns, and if they know their clientele better, right, because they're the most tightly,
We assume, yeah.
closely elected officials, so, and that's just, same thing I'd ask you to do as well, so.
When we spoke on the phone, yeah, you did ask me that.
Yeah, so the responses I've received from all those, I think actually all of those districts have been opposing the tax. So,
Did you receive letters or calls or?
Several emails.
Okay.
Yeah, so, so this is nothing against the library by any means, but the, until the overlapping units of government are on board it's hard for me to vote against them when they're representing those townships and those towns. So unfortunately, I won't be able to support the tax until we get those folks on board. But
I feel the same way. I mean, I've had too many emails come through with every taxing district out there that we're talking about. Right now, it's a no for me also.
Can I refer to just something really quick, though?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you both agree that the minutes of a meeting are the official, like, representative documents of a meeting? Right? In the December 13th, 2022 minutes of the commissioners' meeting, it says, the commissioners are asking for letters of support from town boards, North Daviess Community School, that was from the Odin Extension, local businesses, or township trustees. And this is what we went by. And just so those that are present know, we did have letters from many taxpayers, and that was just a sampling. I didn't want to make your email box like totally crazy with all of the letters. The schools minus Bar Reeve. We did have local businesses as well as organizations. So I just did want to make that openly clear to everyone that, and we did have one trustee letter as well.
Sure, so that the minutes are representative of the official business, and it's the best, it's the only form that we have. The minutes are very similar to conversations. When you write down a conversation, it's not exactly what the conversation was, but I think I was abundantly clear in my direct conversations with you what we needed, and that's not what we received. So
That's perfect, that's fine.
so it's again nothing against we get the units of government on board, and then I'm on board because I'm not going to vote against them when they know their voters better than I do. So, but right now we've yet to receive one. A letter of support from any of the 6 or 7. So unfortunately, my hands are tied.
That's fine. I understand your positions that you're in, and it's difficult to go against the masses sometimes for the betterment of the county. And with that, Rick, do you have any parting words you'd like to?
I have a statement I'd like to put into the record.
Sure.
Thank you, Rick.
Today, you, the commissioners for Daviess County, had an excellent opportunity to make an enormous and positive impact on the lifelong education of your fellow citizens in the southern half of Daviess County. In this, you miserably failed. I honestly wish that I could say I'm surprised, but while I'm certainly disappointed, surprised I'm not. Evidently, the fact that according to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, Daviess County ranks 90th out of 92 counties in the graduation rates from high school. To make matters even worse, we rank 79th in the state of those who have attained a 4-year degree. Apparently, these statistics are not a pressing concern. It's my understanding that part of your job is to help and attract high-paying, quality jobs to the community. By not investing in county-wide, full-access library service, this is often the first step in a child's path toward gaining both educational and social skills that will help propel them through their entire life. You have maintained an antiquated mindset that this service is not an essential service. A public library offers access to quality information. We are one of the foundations of a community and play a vital role in the life of its residents. This is especially true in a smaller community. When searching for a place to locate a new or an expanding business, they look to prospective communities and what they have to offer their employees. Quality schools, healthcare, infrastructure, entertainment, as well as a vibrant public library are vital. Offering leadership and deciding to make a small investment that would give a lifetime of rewards to our residents was asked this morning and in turn denied. I have a suspicion that if this request was possibly for a sports endeavor, it might have had a different outcome. We live in a global economy. We need people with a global vision. While this may not be currently a fashionable opinion, it does not mean that it is not true. We need an educated and outward-looking population that is capable of meeting the challenges of today and tomorrow. Ensuring access for everyone to full library service should be an easy first step. By not guaranteeing the full access to all Daviess County residents, the decision continues to make this area less attractive to employers and ultimately helps to keep this region at an economic and social disadvantage. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we got the Health Department for an update. Andrea Brown, would you like to come up? Thanks, Andrea. Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm here just to renew the Baby and Me tobacco-free program service agreement for 2025. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, it's the same program we've had in place for.
Yeah,
a
I
while.
think it started in like 2018. I came in 2022 and took it over from Mallory, who had resigned. So
Right.
it's the same agreement, nothing's changed. We pay a quarterly amount to them to use the voucher program, and to keep my pregnant women, trying to get them tobacco-free. So I currently have one that graduates this month from the program. The baby will be 12 months old. I have one that just started postpartum, and she's doing great, and two that are prenatal.
Okay, excellent. And then the funding, does it come from the state or is that local funding?
Yeah, it started, I think, as a grant program, and we've rolled it over into HFI money.
Okay.
So it's paid through the state, yeah.
All right, great. Michael, you have any questions?
No.
If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Taylor. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes 2-0.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you. The signature page has the Health Department listed on it, so I'm gonna. Is it the,
That sometimes happens.
Supposed to be the president.
okay.
Cross
Gotcha.
that out and just write.
You're one. Hey, thanks, Andrea.
That don't have a cover sheet, does it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got the nepotism and contract disclosure forms. Jen, you want to give us an update on that?
That is just their normal process for annual stuff, so that they have been sent to the elected officials, so we're gathering those.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get. All right. You can fill it out. Michael, unfortunately, you will not need to fill one out. Okay, next up, the buggy permits. We had our annual meeting in early October with Chris and Gary and Steve with the Amish Safety Committee. And it was a great meeting, as always. So Chris has done a great job as far as trying to consolidate some of the cost allocations with the Highway Department regarding just the horseshoe damage and just the cost, the annual cost. And the overall philosophy was like more of a user's tax. Whoever's causing the damage, try to make sure that we're collecting revenue from the source. So we were able to show them the overall numbers. We showed them the overall buggy permits that we sell in a year. I think we're well over 3,000 buggy permits now. But there's also still a shortfall in the expense, in the revenue being collected. So I sent a letter out to the Amish Safety Committee. For them to publish in their local newspaper. I put my contact information in there. I won't read the letter, but basically it does state in here that we feel within the next 3 to 4 years we need to be around $300 per permit in order to keep pace with all the improvements. And then at December the 10th meeting, we will consider increasing the horse buggy permit fee to $175. And we are going to continue the pony cart permit. In theory, the pony cart is what the kids take to the schools, short distances, smaller ponies. And so those would be 125 instead of 175. I did tell them we're going to continue to monitor that just to make sure they're, you know, we're not weighing horses, we're not doing any of that stuff. It gets a little complicated. So 195 is what I had originally proposed through some back and forth discussions. They asked if we would consider 175 because we're currently at 125. So I told them, obviously, I'm just talking on behalf of me, that I'd be agreeable to 175. I think the commissioner-elects, they were both there too, Mike and TC, where I'd consider 175 this year, maybe 225 next year, 275 the next year, kind of $50 a month or a year over the next 2 or 3 years. Because we do need to get up, and that $300 really is in today's dollars. So by the time we get there, you know,
It's gonna be a constant battle.
just trying to keep that balance, and we do have some enforcement stickers that if we see, you know, non-permitted buggies, it is a $500 fine. We do have some kind of stickers, if you will, that can be placed on the windows for enforcement. So I have not received any phone calls from anyone in a month since I sent this letter out, supporting or opposing, so.
So that was your guys' safety meeting, that's the price you came with.
The 175 is what we
175.
left. Now, I told them this is not official until
Right.
this board approves it.
They've done real well with this, on this, I mean, you've done real well with the community on that safety meeting, so if that's what you guys worked out, I'm in agreement with it.
Thought the letter was excellent.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was good. I wrote it myself.
So your Mikey, you
You
want
can
anything
tell.
to say on that?
Yeah, TC, Mike, you were both there as well. I mean, everything accurate? Okay. So, if there's no other questions, then I'd entertain a motion to increase the buggy permit fee to $175 and the pony cart fee to $125, effective in 2025.
So moved.
The motion made by Commissioner Taylor, I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 2-0. All right. Anything from the audience? Yes, please. You mind coming up? And just state your name for the record.
My name is Mary Lou Gottwald. When I came, I had no intention of speaking, but I feel that I must say this. I have lived in this county for 75 years. This is the first time that I have been embarrassed to live in this county. I think you're voting against the expansion for the library is an embarrassment to you. It is voting against education of this county. It promotes disparity among the residents of the county, leaving the southern half of the county without full library services. There could be no better return for your money than to have library services go and available for the entire county to help with the education of not only children, but of adults. I feel like this vote shows that you are making southern Indiana the Appalachia of Daviess County. And I am very, very sorry that you chose to do this. Thank you.
I appreciate your comments and the courage to come up and do that. I know that's always challenging, and I'm sorry you feel that way. Understandable, obviously you're passionate for the library. The only thing I would encourage the library board to do, and like I encourage Teresa to do, and I know she's not here, I don't want to have a discussion after the fact, is until you get folks around the table to discuss your product and to listen to all sides, and to come to some sort of consensus. We try to do that. with all due respect, let me clarify that comment. The township trustees, I was very clear with Teresa, that if the township trustees and the town boards are for this, I will not oppose them. They were the ones that were supposed to be around the table. And again, I'm not getting into an argument here, because I'm not against the library. And I am an employer, and we do have, although I don't take a lot of the comments as an insult, I know the reality is a little different than some of the comments being presented. I would just encourage the library board to get the township trustees and the local units of government around the table. And if they don't want the product, then people can sign up themselves for a $30 or $40 a year membership to have access to the library. If they choose not to, then that's their choice, and I apologize for that. But some of the comments today, unfortunately, I don't think are helping your cause. And I do want to see your cause be successful. Your current path will not be successful. So just get folks around the table, agree to disagree, and see if there's some sort of consensus. So Commissioner Taylor, Commissioner Gabhart are not against the library. So I just want to make sure that's clear. But thank you for your comments. I do appreciate those. Mr. Killian, would you like? Sure. Hey, just state your name for the record, please.
Okay, my name is Bill Killian, and I'm the Beale Township trustee. In April, I was contacted by the library and asked to put together a letter of support for an expansion. At that point in time, it was to be Beale, Harrison, and Washington townships. Currently, the understanding is that the library is supported by the tax district of the city of Washington. This year, they're getting $394,000 worth of taxes from the city of Washington. And it is my understanding that it is a public library and that people from all over the township and all over the county are welcome there. There are certain privileges that I understand they are not entitled to unless they have a library card. So people outside the city of Washington would have to have an individual library card, and the cost of that has been $40, and I don't think that's changed. So when asked in April about providing a letter of support, I inquired of how many residents of Beale Township had individual library cards. And based on the 2020 census, Beale Township has 1,130 residents. I was told there was 36 that had library cards, and the library cards cost each individual $40.
Is it also, are there family cards, or does each of those 1136, would they all have to have a card, or if, say, like the parents had it?
I was told that if you wanted to exercise some of the privileges like checkout and things of that nature, that the card owner could only do that. However, they did allow card owners to pull materials for a whole family. So,
okay. Yeah, let's not get into too much of the minutia here, please.
But so when I was asked to provide this letter of support, I asked what the proposal was, and the taxes that would be generated from Beale Township based on the tax rate they proposed was between $47,000 and $54,000 annually. So I did some simple math and said if everybody in the township would get a library card, then that would be, the cost would be less than the proposed taxes. At this point in time, there was 36, so that's a little over 3% of my residents who currently have library cards. So it's not a service. It may be a great service, and I have nothing against the library as well. I've heard some very positive things about some of the programs, but it's not good business sense to tax 100% of the people for 3% of the utilization.
Right.
The most recent proposal would be to include all those townships as well as Offordsville, Candleburg, and Montgomery would generate a tax to the library of over $1,121,000. So that's new taxes of $880,000 on those townships and cities that are not in that district at this point in time. That's a pretty substantial amount of money. So I think that it's been misrepresented a little bit of what they're asking for. So that's more than 2.5 times what they're currently getting in tax money. So
Okay.
that's my objection to the proposal, is that the
Okay.
cost, I think, is prohibitive.
All right, thanks for the comments.
Thank you.
Just I want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to share any comments that they have. So are there any other comments in general? Okay, seeing none. Commissioner Taylor, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve payroll claims and to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Taylor. I'll second. All in favor, say aye.